Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is going to be an action-packed video. You're going to get so many facts straight in this video, okay? Because FSW draws are nowhere to be seen, and because some people cannot score enough CRS to get selected when FSW resume, so everybody, I mean 183,000 people are in the pool, and everybody is thinking about going for PNP. And what is the difference between express entry and provincial nomination program PNP Canada? In this video we are going to discuss all about that. Okay, so first of all, express entry, what is it? It is a file management system. It is where you create your profile, and it is where you show your intent to apply for Canadian immigration. And one question that everybody asks, that should I select Alberta while creating express entry profile? Should I select Saskatchewan? No, just select all provinces, and it won't impact whether you want to move to AIN through AINP or through SINP. It won't matter. Just choose all provinces. Okay. Now, express entry is not valid for Quebec immigration. If you want to immigrate to Quebec, then you cannot apply through express entry, because IRCC does not control the immigration system in Quebec. Okay, so Quebec is a separate province that does not come under express entry and the PNP programs. Okay, so Quebec immigration is a separate thing. We will not discuss that. I have already made many videos on that, and there is a separate playlist for Quebec immigration. Okay, now let's talk about express entry. We choose all provinces. Now, if our score meets the cutoff of a federal draw, of an all program draw, then we get an ITA, and after receiving that ITA, we submit our application to IRCC for our permanent residence. Now, this is express entry. If you want to know whether you're eligible for that, and how you can create your express entry profile, or how you can get your degrees evaluated, IELTS, then I have many videos on that. Please watch them. Okay, so now move on to express entry versus PNP. Okay, provincial nomination program. There are about 90 plus PNP programs right now, and people don't know which programs to choose. And I am making this video because I have spent like a dozen of hours on those PNP websites, and I have studied them, researched them, and I have made videos on them. So when you think about PNP programs, first you need to realize that if your score is meeting the cutoff of the federal draws, let's hope they resume. If your score is above 480, if your score is above 475, then maybe PNPs are not the option for you, or rather you should not be looking out for PNP programs, because you are going to get selected eventually for express entry through federal skilled worker program. Okay. But if your circumstances are different and you want to go for PNP, then first of all, you need to understand 2-3 basic things about PNP. Most of the PNP programs, and I mean it, most of the PNP programs are actually based on job offer, or if you are living in those provinces, or if you have a strong connection in that province, like a sibling or a close relative in that province, and you are getting points for that relative, then those PNP programs are open for you. But if you do not have a job offer, if you do not live in Canada, if you have not studied there, if you have not worked there, if you don't have a close relative in Canada, then all of those PNP programs are out of the window for you. You cannot apply for them. Like British Columbia PNP programs, you cannot apply for them because all of them need a job offer. Manitoba Pnp program needs a connection for you to be eligible. That will be out of the window if you do not have a connection. Even a friend can make you eligible for Manitoba Pnp program, but that does not guarantee a selection, because your points will be very less for Manitoba. Prince Edward Island, they do not need a job offer, but they need a connection. Okay, and other provinces like Newfoundland and Labrador, they started a new program, then they closed it, and maybe they will restart that program in 2022 that will not need a job offer. So stay tuned for that update, but currently they don't have a program that works without a job offer. Nova Scotia. they have most programs with job offers, and they have one program where they select express entry profile candidates out of the pool. So you do not need to create a separate expression of interest for the Nova Scotia PNP program. Okay, and you will be getting Nova Scotia PNP nomination if they select you, which is very rare. Like for example, they would like select 100 200 people from the express entry pool in the whole year, so that is not really a valid option as in terms of PNP. And even if you are eyeing NS Nova Scotia PNP program, then you don't need to do anything about it. Just sit in the express entry pool, and if Nova Scotia likes you, they will pick you up. We have talked about Prince Edward Island, okay, that they need a connection. You can apply, you can create an expression of interest on Prince Edward Island website. You can create your expression of interest. They don't need a job offer, but they generally invite people with a connection. But there is no harm in creating your expression of interest on the PEI website, okay. But the EOI will expire after 4 months. So if you want to remain in the pool, you have to recreate your EOI after 4 months, okay. Maybe you did not know that. Okay, now let's talk about the last Atlantic province, that is New Brunswick. New Brunswick also has all programs related to job offer, and there is only one substream that is not a guaranteed pathway, but they hold these information sessions. And whenever there is an information session or a recruitment session, I make a video about it. And if your knock falls into that category, and if the session is in your area or if it is virtual, then you can apply for the session. And once you attend that session, then there is a chance that New Brunswick will invite you through a notification of interest. So these are the 4 Atlantic provinces, and these Atlantic provinces also participated in Atlantic Immigrant Pilot Program, that is called AIPP, which is based on job offers. AIPP is basically for the people who have completed their studies in those provinces, or who are living in those provinces and can get a job from an employer who will give them a job offer letter, and based on that they can apply for Atlantic Immigrant Pilot Pathway. Okay, so AIPP is out of the window for the people living outside of Canada. This is the truth. Okay, 1 out of 1,000 people, if he gets selected or she gets selected, that's not a valid PNP program, right? So people who go to consultants and pay them hefty amounts for AIPP, please don't do that. Don't waste your money. It is your hard-earned money. Respect your money and don't do that. Okay, also let's talk about Rural Northern Immigrant Pilot Program. This is currently closed for Outlanders. So if you're inland, if you're in Canada, then you can apply through RNIP. But for the people who are outside of Canada, there is no chance they're going to invite you. So forget about that. Don't fall into the traps that agents build around you. Okay, let's talk about small provinces. Yukon. Yukon has all pathways related to job offers. There is no pathway from Yukon that is without a job offer. Let's talk about Nunavut. They do not have a PNP program, and there is no point in discussing Nunavut. And we have talked about 6 provinces. Okay. Okay, and then the 7th province on my list would be British Columbia. I have not written any script, so I mean, I might be repeating my sentences, so please bear with me. 7th province would be British Columbia. As I said in the start of the video, the BC Tech Pilot Program is a very famous program from the YouTubers. But all the BC PNP programs, they are based on job offers. So if you're living there, because Vancouver is everybody's favorite city, like every new immigrant wants to move to Vancouver because of the weather, because of the people, and because of Surrey being mini subcontinent, right? So thing is, they have a large pool of candidates who are studying there, who are living there, who are working there, and they can run their immigration targets from the people already there. Like they do not need people without a job offer, frankly, because they have they have a large pool of candidates already there within their criteria. Okay, so they do not select people from outside of Canada without a job offer, and getting a job offer, as I said, is a scammable thing. Please don't go for that. So BC PNP is out of the window. Number 7 would be Quebec, which I said it does not come under express entry, it does not come under PNP program. They have their own separate program. Okay, Northwest Territories, they do not really have a valid PNP program that does not need a job offer. So let's not discuss that. Okay, number 10th on my list is Manitoba Immigrant Nominee Program. I already discussed briefly. MPNP, Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program, they need a connection. Okay, so if you have a friend, then you are eligible, and I've made many videos on that. But having a close relative in Manitoba, that means something. Having a friend would not mean anything in terms of selection criteria. Okay, so number 11th on my list is Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program. 183,000 people are in the pool, and everybody is hoping to get an NOI from Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program, and they only select 200, 300, 400, 500 people in a draw, and they do not declare the criteria. They do not declare the notification of interest issued to which NOC codes, to what CRS range. They do not disclose that. So it is a mystery. It is a discrete program. If you're lucky, Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program will pick you up. But unlike Manitoba, because for Manitoba you will need an expression of interest, for Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program you do not need to create an expression of interest. Okay, unless you are in Alberta, you have a job offer, then you can apply for the Alberta Opportunity Stream, but it is not for the outlanders without a job offer. So Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program does not need an expression of interest. If they like you, they select you. That is as simple as that. I have a complete playlist on Alberta. So if you are interested in that, because they are notorious, and I know some people personally who receives NOI from Alberta at 391 CRS, which is quite low for in terms of getting PNP nomination. But based on luck and based on some hidden factors that we don't know about, Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program selects people. And it is a valid PNP program that does not need a job offer, that does not need a connection to the province, although the chances are increased if you have one of these factors on your side. Okay, number 12 on my list, second last, is the favored PNP program for seasoned professionals. If you have work experience in a single occupation for 10 years, then Saskatchewan is your should be your go-to option for Canadian immigration. Okay, so Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program is called SINP. They have their own point system. They do not work for under the CRS point system. They have their own points grid. Okay, and if you want to apply for Saskatchewan, you have to create an expression of interest on the Saskatchewan website. I have videos on that. Okay, and I have a playlist on Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program, which is a genuine and a more realistic PNP programs as compared to all the 11 PNP provinces that I just discussed. Saskatchewan is a more realistic and a genuine PNP program. They have a set criteria, and if you meet that criteria, you would know that you would be getting yourself selected. Okay, so there is no discrete things about it. So that's the beautiful thing about the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program, and they are preferring people until the age of 34, and after 34, after 35, you start to lose 2 points for the next 10 years, which you can bridge by some tricks that I have shared in my videos. Okay, so do watch the SINP playlist if you're genuinely thinking about PNP programs. And then last but not the least, because I always save the best for the last. Okay, so Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, OINP, it is the biggest PNP program for Canadian immigration. They have so many streams, okay, but those streams are for people who have studied there, people who have worked there, people who are there. So there is one substream for OINP, which is biggest of them all when it comes to PNP program substreams of all provinces. This is the biggest PNP stream, substream, in my opinion. It is called OINP, Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, Human Capital Pathway. So this substream is shortly known as HCP, and it has two portions. Okay, one is Journal Draw, which selects journal NOC codes that are business, accounting, banking, sales, management. These NOC codes are general NOC codes, and then they have tech draws. Okay, these are selected NOC codes, probably 6 NOC codes. 2172, 2173, 2174, probably. I don't have the list in front of me right now. So if you are an IT professional, then Tech Draw should be your way to go, because they always select you 1 point below the FSW cutoff. For example, the FSW cutoff was 468 last time. So since after then, all the OINP HCP draws were below 468. So if your CRS is lower than the cutoff, then OINP should be your option. And this is the best PNP program. This is the easiest PNP program. This is one of the fastest PNP programs. I mean, I'm a fan of this program. And the journal draw, if your knock code is like corporate sales manager or other journal knock codes, I have many videos on that, by the way. So, and I also have a playlist on OINP, so you must watch that. So journal draws, if you are in those journal knock codes, then you should be certain that you will be getting selected if your CRS is within the range. Okay, so OINP, Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, their Human Capital Pathway, HCP, is a realistic, genuine, and the biggest PNP program. Okay, so I have covered all 13 provinces for the first time on my channel. I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe if you have not already. This is Iftikhar, wishing you guys all the best.